Okay, I think I finally ran down almost all the rattles. It's just a little update here. I'm going to start here in a minute of what I've done here lately. I haven't been totally not doing anything. I put the overflow bottle on there. The only thing I've got to do, I ran that aluminum fuel line down there as part of the drain or the connection. And that line's kind of kinked. That's an old line anyway. I'm going to try to get a piece of fuel line, I think, and I probably have one and replace that one. But I can tell you, once you shove those lines on those little nipples, boy, they are hard to get off. You got to cut them mostly just to get them off. So I did that, but I've been trying to work out these stupid bangs and rattles in the exhaust system. And so, actually what I discovered was a couple of things. Now I think you all know I made this bracket down here. If you can see it. Let's see, it's going from the exhaust over the bell housing. I like that, put that to an end. But also, I don't think you can see it down there, but there's a place where it's bolted to the floor on a rubber bracket. And to me, the bracket is touching the floor, the metal part, and really close to the exhaust. So what I ended up doing is putting a rubber spacer behind it, just something to space it out from the floor so it wouldn't touch the floor, but it's still going through the bolt. So it may still be a source of some little rattle. But the other thing was a transmission mount. I had the car up, I thought I'll check it all. But the transmission mount, I made my own, and I'll put a picture on here of it, of what I did. And it was really close. Matter of fact, it was touching. And it was probably the source of one of those screeches that was just barely touching it. And I just pulled the mount off, the part that mounts to the frame, and I ground a little divot out of it. And I also went ahead and dressed the edges of those bolts up. The mount should have been a little wider, I think. It kind of V's up. Like I say, I'll put a picture here of what you can see. I took a picture of where it was touching and then what I did to fix it. And I don't think it touches anymore. So let's see if this will start. This is, I don't know, I'm not trusting that battery any longer. Not saying I got everything adjusted perfect on the engine yet, but it does have a little bit of a lope to it. And it does just shake the whole car. Part of that is, I'll show you on this side because they're exactly the same. You guys are familiar with my engine mounts. They're pretty solid. I mean, they're not solid engine mounts, but these things, they're not squishy at all. So they don't do a lot of those, you know, a lot of the engine motion goes right in the body of the car. I'm okay with it right now. It just means when you're sitting idling, the car rocks a little bit. I think what we got maybe now is just slope on the cam, or I may still have some stuff set wrong. I don't know. I'm going to go back here and you can hear it. I'll get you down here. Kind of has a little bit of a roll to it, so. Anyway, that's basically, I've been running them stinking rattles down. Now I've got a lot of rattles, like these things. They all sit here and just rattle like son of a gun. My window regulators are in the back here. See, there's a rag stuck in there because they rattle like some fierce. And I've got a rag wrapped around here because there's no weather stripping up here. Or it's there, but it's hard and it's kind of, and you hear the door rattle, and I kind of can hear that. I did stuff like tape these little things where the armrest goes. They were rattling really bad. Then of course there's no window regulators in the front doors. And the doors, there's no back doors, but the doors. That's what those don't rattle, but the doors themselves kind of rattly. But I think stuff like the door handle rattles. So when they're closed, they're quieter. And when these weren't on there and it was kind of loose, it would rattle. So I'm hoping weather strip will fix that. And you can hear that, I'm sure. That's probably really loud. Probably picking it up on the camera. I don't know. I'll get in there and close that. While I was at it today, I ran my speedo cable. It's just kind of stuck down in there. Well, at least I rev it now and I don't have it banging on the thing. I'm thinking all the rattles I hear now are just rattles from the car. That was touching on this side of this, and when you would pull this one way or the other, it'd get worse. So I think I've got that fixed. And you see that bolt right there, that's the exhaust, holding exhaust. Just a carriage bolt goes through the floor. Well, he's got a rubber washer behind the bracket now, so I couldn't put one of those without trying to get it off of there, which would have been a bite. I'd have put one of those complete rubber isolators on there, but it pushed it out far enough that I don't think it touches the floorboard anymore. That was my goal. And then hopefully it doesn't touch the exhaust. It's really close to the exhaust. I can't imagine it won't touch, but it is what it is. Let's see, what are we idling at now? What is that? 650 or so. Guess it doesn't help me hold my hand on the steering wheel. It makes the camera shake. Pretty happy with it. Needs to go out and drive it now. But still running decent oil pressure. Again, it's not fully warmed up. It's charging good. This battery though seems to not be holding out very well. I don't know if this is disconnected or it's just I don't have any gas left. Well, actually I don't think it's reading right. I need to adjust the float in the tank, but I'll do that later. I'll just once I get it filled up, it should hold the gas for a while. Anyway, let's see if it starts real quick on the. Not too bad. I guess the other thing I got done is I got my new flux capacitor in there. It's aka the ignition control module. I don't know if you can see it's a DUI one. Got a label on top of it. It does. I did have to change the timing. I reset the timing a little bit on it. So it seemed like it was idling a lot faster when after I put that on, and the timing was a little advanced, and so I had to back the timing back down low. I didn't check it. I just did it by ear, but it starts a little easier now, and except for that battery seems to be dragging a little bit. But for you guys that don't know, I think everybody knows. The battery's a little tiny battery, and I don't know if I like it. I may change it. I don't know. Put that in my little 4x4 cart, my side by side, when I need one. That's kind of expensive battery putting side by side, but I've been keeping it charged with this thing. It's charging right now, obviously, as I try to start it, and I'll have to unplug it to get the reset. So that's hooked up on it all the time. So anyway, turn this off. That shuts the negative off for the whole car, so nothing will work now. So yeah, that's I don't know if it's theft protection or just I don't want to burn the car up. So probably get on the intake, casting the intake. It's just cast aside over here. Here's the wooden piece, the pattern, which will set. You guys all know right down there. And have holes bored through the top of the cast-on intake. Like I say, this one's custom fit. I've already got, I mean, it's molded right for the top of that. So hopefully the most I'll have to do is maybe a little RTV. I'm probably going to do a set of screws, either, I don't know, probably one here, same in the back, maybe two if I could get them. But obviously the issue is, as you can see here, there's nothing for it to go into. So I'll probably do RTV it and screws, at least screws here, maybe one in between each one. Or these I could angle them. I thought about milling the corner of this off after I get it built and bringing them in, and long ones at an angle like that and that. I could go. I'll figure that out. That's why I'm going to try to cast 3 of these so I can have at least a couple to screw up before I get one that actually works. But this splits in half right here. So that's the top and this is the bottom. I'm going to, of course, obviously this is the inside and this is the outside. Going to add a pad right here where it says, that says pad written very sloppily while I was reaching down there with a pen. I'm going to put a little pad on there, and that's where this accelerator linkage will anchor down to. I did put this on there as well, this little manifold. I had it already, I didn't go buy it, I just cleaned it up, threw a little paint on it. Well, it's got a cap in the end, which I'll probably get an adapter so I can put this PVC right into that. Then I don't have to worry about putting any PVC access on these. And overall, that should take the height of this down quite a ways, which right now you wouldn't be able to get the hood on. So I don't even think you could get the hood on with no air cleaner. That's how high this stupid carburetor sticks up. The new carburetors are a lot shorter. They're only about, I don't know, about 8 tall, and especially with this. So, because this has the spacer, the adapter, to adapt it to this, to that, between the two of them that I had to put in there. But so anyway, and I don't know on this Vacuum Advance whether I can hook it down there, or I think it needs hooked to a carburetor, but I don't know, hook it to one carburetor. I'll figure that out when I get to it. But anyway, so far I'm happy with today that it's finally got rid of some of those bad bangs, screeches, rattles. They were terrible. But so it's about down to this thing, getting ready to get this thing going. I've got little things, I did the taillight deal, the sequencer, and but as far as the car goes, the suspension's all ready. The drivetrain is mostly ready, except for this intake. It has an emergency brake. I'm thinking about doing some hydraulic. I think about doing a line lock on the front, electric one, like a hill holder, so you can, if you're on a hill, you can. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I never had one before. I can usually do the heel toe with the brake and the gas on a hill, but it's a little harder. The pedals are a little different on this car. The accelerator pedal are smaller because I changed it. And I don't really want to do burnouts. I'm too much of a cheapskate to burn tires up plus break things. So, but I put that on front, and then I'm thinking about on the rear. See, I've got the handbrake on there, and maybe over time it'll get itself adjusted so it actually holds it. It holds it just a little. I've been pulling it every time too to hopefully keep it loosened up and get it to work. But I'm thinking about just putting in a brake, just teeing into my brake line over there. So they're running under the floor over there. I just running a line, 2 lines over here to the console under the floor, and then up, and then putting just a ball valve on there. So I could use it as a parking brake. It wouldn't be it'd only be mechanical, it wouldn't be electrical, whereas the other thing would be electrical out on the firewall. And then when I park it, I could pull that brake, that other thing. Leave this just for emergency brake, or both. But I think if I had just a little ball valve on there, I think it'd be the most dependable thing, and I could just put elbows or whatever in the brake line over there. Bring 2 lines over and hook them into maybe a ball valve with a lever mounted up on the side of the console, between the seat and the console, or maybe up here a little bit. So you can just step on the brake, close the ball valve, and then the back brakes would be locked in. So we'll see. I could either do them from there, or I could even come up here and tee them off up here where the brake Fortuner is. Either way, I don't know. That's a later project. It's not important. I'll get to it. But anyway, I am coming along. It seems like I have been moving at a snail's pace lately. But I have been doing stuff. It's just been getting rid of that stupid leak on that, or scrape has been a nightmare. So, but I'm happy right now. May not be happy tomorrow, but I'm happy at the moment. So anyway, I will update you as I go. Especially, I know everybody's interested in the intake, so we'll get on that soon. Not making no promises, but I got to dig out all my stuff that's back there somewhere. My saw and you can see my drill press just poking up right there and stuff like that. Move my wife's car out. So, this one's movable now. I could just back it out, set up here, and then take everything and put it back in. So move it in and out. So anyway, guys, tell me what you think. If you got any suggestions, I'm always open to them. May not do them, but I'll listen to you. And then later on, I can say, well, you told me to do that, and I didn't do it. So I'll talk to everybody later.